everybody, and welcome back to Tech Talk, Unlocking Efficiencies with techOMS. My name is Adam Lavergne. Today, we're going to explore the differences between static revving and dynamic revving, along with the pros and cons of each approach. Whether you're an operations leader or simply looking to improve fulfillment efficiencies, reduce shipping costs, or create a better customer experience, this episode will give you practical insights that you can apply right away. In our last episode, we walked through setting up your Shopify store within techOMS. Today, we're shifting gears and taking a closer look at order revving. With just a few clicks, techOMS can make that happen. Let me show you how. Let's start by reviewing the revving rules for both static and dynamic order revving. So at a high level, the difference comes down to how fulfillment decisions are made. With static revving, orders are revved based on a predefined business rule. In this example, we're using provinces or regions as a determining factor for which warehouse receives the order. So if the order ships to Ontario, it may always route to Ontario. If the order ships to Alberta, it may always route to Alberta. You can see here, we use state or province as the revving requirement. If that's true and there's sufficient stock within that location, we're going to route to the West warehouse. If false, we now look to see, is it for Eastern Canada? And is there sufficient stock in the location? If true, we're going to route to Eastern Canada. If neither of these situations are true, meaning it's not a Western order, or it is a Western order, but there's insufficient stock, it's not an East order, or it is an East order with insufficient stock, we're going to fail over to Ontario. Ontario is selected when orders equal Ontario, Quebec, or when the other regions don't have sufficient inventory. The beauty here is your operations team know exactly where orders will go, and the setup is relatively straightforward. However, static order revving also has limitations. It does not account for real-time variables like current carrier rates, inventory balancing, transit times, or changing fulfillment costs. As a result, what once was the best revving rule may no longer be the most efficient option. So let's jump over and look at dynamic revving. Dynamic order revving evaluates each order in real time and selects the optimal fulfillment location based on defined operational priorities. First, we check stock balance. We calculate the time in transit for the defined warehouse group. And then when we come to selecting the warehouse, again, in this example, we're selecting the warehouse based off of the lowest shipping cost. You can also use warehouse priority or shortest time in transit. In this example, the system dynamically chooses between the East warehouse, the West warehouse, and the Ontario warehouse based on the lowest estimated cost of shipping to the consumer. The major advantage here is optimization. Instead of relying on fixed logic, every order is evaluated individually, helping operations teams reduce costs and improve fulfillment performance at scale. Of course, there are trade-offs. Dynamic revving requires integration with techSHIP and relies on real-time carrier communication and rate shopping capabilities. But for many growing retailers and brands, the operational efficiencies and transport savings significantly outweigh the added investment. When should you use each? Well, if your operation is relatively simple, highly predictable, or cost sensitive from a technology perspective, static revving may be the right fit for now. But if your organization is focused on scalability, cost optimization, operational agility, dynamic order revving provides a much more intelligent, flexible approach to fulfillment. That wraps up today's episode of Tech Talk, Unlocking Efficiencies with techOMS. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time as we continue exploring ways techOMS helps retailers and brands streamline operations and unlock greater efficiencies across the supply chain.